A Florida jury has ordered the popular website Gawker to pay $115 million to former wrestling star Hulk Hogan. Entertainment attorney Eb Reinbergs joins us now from Toronto to talk about that. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, Marilla. Glad to be here.
Hogan was asking for $100 million, but what's the message being sent by the jurors that he's been awarded more?
Well, the 15 million more actually could be due to things like interest, as the case was actually brought in 2012. I think when you break down the numbers, though, Marilla, he was awarded $55 million in economic damages, but $60 million in emotional distress, if you can believe me. Wouldn't happen in Canada, but that right there says a lot.
All right, Gawker had said in defense that they were, look, protected under the Constitution, they were journalists, but obviously here the jurors thought differently.
Well, the First Amendment to free speech, allows the news to go so far. The argument here was this was news and that Hulk Hogan, or Terry Bollea, which is his legal name, put his persona out in the public, so any and everything having to do with him and his personal life was newsworthy. The jury didn't buy it. They said, look, people have a personal life, and news can only go so far. And specifically, not to be brash, but Hulk Hogan's personal sex life and the size of his appendages is not newsworthy.
Well, here is another part of it. As far as going too far, there were already images of this sex tape out there. People knew that it existed. Gawker went further by posting part of it online. So obviously there was a line that the jury saw and they crossed it.
Absolutely. And what's very important about this case is what happens next. This is a war against tabloid journalism, and this case says a lot about that war. Personal privacy against tabloid journalism. I think we're going to see a lot more cases in the future, and this case is going to be used as a precedent.
Well, Eb, Gawker's already saying, look, we're going to appeal this, and we think we're going to win on appeal. Do they have grounds in your mind to appeal?
Absolutely. I love La La Land. One of the things that they're appealing on is that the husband of the wife that Mr. Hogan was having sex with was not called, and he actually was the person who made the tape. His name is Bubba the Love Sponge. Well, they're claiming that he is a key witness. He wasn't allowed to testify, and these are key grounds to appeal the case.
All right. With a $115 million judgment against them, I know there's going to appeal. I know it'll be tied up in the courts, but could Gawker survive this kind of thing?
Well, what's going to be interesting is in Florida, and Florida law calls for, if you're going to appeal, you have to post a bond. Since Hogan was awarded $115 million, the maximum bond that has to be posted is $50 million. Gawker's going to have to come up with that money somewhere. What do I think is going to happen? Well, the lawyer and the legal analyst in me says this thing's going to settle sometime between now and the end of that appeal.
And maybe somewhere between $115 million and something a little bit lower than that. All right, Eb Reinbergs, sir, thank you for joining us.
Thanks, Marilla.